Happy New Year, listeners! If you are listening to this in real time, this is airing just 2 days before the end of the new year, the end of 2025. And I just wanted to come on real quick and share a quick teaser about this episode. So the episode I'm sharing with you guys today is actually a collab that I did on my friend Ashleigh Bodell's podcast, Big Crystal Energy Podcast. And she shared the recording with me because I told her I'd also like to share it on my podcast so that it's getting out to more listeners. And so yeah, I just wanted to explain that real quick because you'll hear in the beginning, she'll do a brief introduction of her podcast. And I didn't want you to be confused. Like, wait, is this a mix-up? Am I on the right podcast? You are. It's a bonus collab that I'm sharing this week. And I really wanted it to go live before the end of the new year because we are talking about all things manifestation, vision boarding, all things that I'm sure a lot of you are doing going into the new year, or you will be doing going into the new year. And this is a really special topic to me because I have manifested some really big things through past vision boards, and I just feel very strongly about this practice. It's fun. I have a lot of fun with it from year to year, and it's just something I've become passionate about. So I really hope you enjoy this episode. And as always, share it with a friend, share it on social media, tag me, DM me. Also, what I would absolutely love is if you do listen to this and you also make a vision board, please DM me a picture of your finished vision board. I would love to see them. It lights a fire under my butt getting to see other people's creations. And so feel free to send me a picture if you do make one. I would just love to see them, and maybe I'll feature it in my story if you're okay with that. All right, guys, enough talking. Enjoy the episode and Happy New Year. Welcome to Next Level You podcast. I'm Stephanie Dingbaum, your host, your biggest cheerleader, and your go-to girlfriend for real, raw, and uplifting conversations about leveling up in life. As a mental health therapist with over a decade of experience and a business coach helping women elevate their lives and businesses, I'm here to guide you through the mindset shifts, holistic practices, and manifestation tools you need to step into your most authentic, next level self. Whether you're here to ignite your personal growth, elevate your professional game, or simply rediscover you, this podcast is your invitation to dream bigger, go after your goals, and unapologetically claim the life you deserve. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. It's time to up-level, manifest, and glow.
Hello, welcome back to Big Crystal Energy. You guys, Today is a vibe, okay? Mm-hmm. I've got my whole outfit on, my get up and go, my jewels, my earrings, because I have my bestie, Stephanie, on today, the manifestation queen. She's been on the podcast in the past, but I'm so excited to have her back because truly she has manifested so many cool, amazing, life-changing things into her world. And as we're going into 2026, I think this is just like the perfect opportunity for us to get into that mindset. Plus, we're going to be talking about vision boards. I'll be honest, last year was the first year I actually physically made a vision board, and I'm going to show you guys. Everything on my vision board has come true except one thing, and that's my own fault. So, Stephanie, thank you so much for joining me, my beautiful friend, the witchiest non-witch I've ever known.
My new tagline, the witchiest. It is her new tagline.
Yeah, she lays out some stuff, and I'm like, "Girl, come on!
Oh my God,
get out of the broom closet, my friend."
I am, as of January. I'm coming out of the spiritual closet officially in my private.
Yes.
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say, can you just please give yourself a little intro before we jump into all the magic?
Yeah. So for those of you that are new here and maybe haven't heard our past or our previous collabs, I'm Stephanie Dingbaum. I'm a mental health therapist here in the Midwest. I also am a podcast host of Next Level You podcast. Give it a listen. Give me a follow. Subscribe.
All the things.
Yes. And I'm also a mindset and manifestation coach, primarily for women who are working traditional corporate jobs, are burned out, are wanting something more, are feeling that drive to maybe start a business or have a side business, but they're not pouring their whole heart into it. You can do coaching with me either one-on-one or through our new group coaching program that will be launching in February. We can help you get clarity, but also just manifest a business and life of your dreams.
I love that. So Stephanie and I originally met through our podcasting course that we took in, the beginning of 2024. And we connected through that. And then we just have become fast friends. And we have so much in common. And, we've helped each other along our podcasting journey. It's so nice to have someone and a friend that is in the podcasting space, because you kind of get it. Otherwise, I don't really know anyone that has a podcast personally. Do you?
Now I do. Now I have a lot more friends who are podcasters than ever before.
Now, but back then.
Yeah, initially I only had one person in my circle who was also a podcaster. And so, it can feel lonely at times. But besides all of that, besides how we met, truth be told, you guys, let's fully go there. Ashleigh and I have known each other for generations, okay? Ashleigh and I lived a past life together. I can fully say that. We were probably healers in a past life together who, I believe, made a promise to each other that we would find each other in future lives. And we have. I fully, I feel that through, at my core. And besides that, we claimed titles this year as best friends because she is the darkness to my light.
I love that too, because it's so true. It's like one of those friendships where you meet and it's just I feel like we've always known each other.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
I really feel like that. I mean, I would say that we are very different, but also very similar.
Yeah. Yep.
Stephanie is very, you can just see even between the contrast of the background where she's in the background and where I am, it's light and bright and beautiful and blue, just like she's like my celestite crystal. And, I'm, it's darker in here, mostly because I have this window behind me that I always have to keep shut. Otherwise it really messes up the vibe in here. But
and also vampires have to stay in the dark, so that's why you keep
that's true too. I should have worn a hangs today.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. Looking at our pictures, it's like a yin yang, like the light and the dark, and
yes. But I'm also a pretty light, silly person too. So there's that side of it. But I just like a little bit of a darker aesthetic. And Stephanie was sharing some. She has a style box that she subscribes to. Yeah. And she was sharing some of the stuff from her style box with me this morning. And I was like, all of that, if it was just in black. So,
yeah. That's so funny.
And you're like, no, I don't have black. I was like,
no, I don't anymore.
Wear black? What?
It's so funny. Yes.
Just a thing, But, moving forward into the new year, I think this is such a cool time to really be thinking and reflecting. And I'm going to be doing some more podcasts after the first of the year with regards to my crystal of the year, my word of the year, my tarot card of the year, and just all of those things. So today we're mostly just going to be focusing on manifestation and vision boards. So when did you get started with, I guess, let's see here. Let's start with manifestation. When did that all become big for you?
Oh, I feel like manifestation became a thing for me in 2020. 2021, 2022. It was after the pandemic, but I started learning about it during the pandemic in 2020, but I got heavy and deeper into it as the years went on. And I didn't do vision boarding until 2020. I think I did one in 2022 for 2023. So that was when I did my first one.
And what would you say is the difference between setting goals for the new year and actually a manifestation practice?
Yeah.
Sometimes that can be, people might think, oh, aren't they kind of the same? But no.
Right. Yeah, let's go there. So setting goals for the year. I don't set goals for the year anymore. I set intentions for the year, but I don't set goals for the year anymore. I just do a vision board and my intentions show on the vision board. So like setting goals for the year, it's different there. I just feel like it's more surface level. I don't know. Like I want to run X times a week. I want to drink more water. I want to get more into yoga. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just very surface level. And we go a lot deeper with our goals and our intentions through a vision board. And so manifesting through a vision board is really just like bringing your intentions to life through visualization, which is such a powerful manifestation technique. But the intention setting, I just think is a big piece of that. Like, I want to be more intentional about what in the new year. How do I want to show up? What version of Stephanie do I want to be in 2026? And then work backwards from there. Okay, so if I want to be this version of Stephanie in 2026, how does she look? How does she dress? What does she do professionally? How does she show up in the world? Like, just work backwards from there and journal it all out, like if that's what the end goal is that you're hoping for, what are the steps to get there? And then what do I envision that looking like,
Yeah, I think it really helps a lot because if you are able to, I mean, it's really nice to just sit down and have like a vision of your life and then be able to see it regularly.
Yes, that's a big piece.
Like actually see it, not just have it floating around in your mind.
Right. I agree. Yep. So for me, a vision board, whenever I make a vision board, I put it somewhere so that I'm literally looking at it every single day, for the most part, every single day. And I know they say like you can do a vision board any time of year, and I totally agree with that. You can. I really get excited though about the new year. I would say it's like my second or third favorite holiday because I love a good celebration. I am a sparkles girl. I love sequins and sparkles and, glitter and glitz and glam. Love all of that. But I also love the idea of celebrating a new start, a fresh beginning. To me, that is so exciting. Like a fresh new slate. Oh my God, that's exciting. My brain goes wild with the ideas of like what you can put on this fresh new slate for the year. And then another piece of why I love New Year is because, like, look at all that you accomplished over the last year. Celebrate the fuck out of that shit, okay? Like, I love celebrating New Year in such a big way because I like to look back at, like, what did we all do? That's huge. Celebrate it.
It's amazing when you look back to see how much you can accomplish in 1 year.
Yeah.
You can make the biggest leap of your life in 1 year. You can completely change the trajectory of your life, of your existence in 1 year's time. You don't even need a year, but I mean, it's absolutely fascinating to look back on all of it. It really is such an important thing. We cannot only celebrate the big, big things in our life. It is so necessary to celebrate things along the way and then look back on all of it and reflect and feel excited about it and maybe think, okay, well, there were some things that happened that were not favorable and I have to honor those things. And what can we do to move forward and move past that and learn from that and, not let it drag us down into the new year.
Yeah, I completely agree. And there's something you said that I want to make sure I hit on. I lost it. But going back to your original question about like the difference between goals and manifesting is I really think the biggest piece that sets those two things apart is that when you are focusing on manifesting your goals for the new year, what is a big part of that is that unwavering faith. Like that's such a big piece of manifesting things. You can set goals for the year, but if you don't have that unwavering faith, it's a shot in the dark if you're going to hit those goals or not. It really depends like how motivated you really are, that self-discipline. I mean, there's a lot that goes into goals, but with manifestation, you're carrying that unwavering faith into those intentions that you're setting for the new year.
And I think another part of it too is that manifesting isn't just saying out into the world, I want XYZ.
No.
You have to put a plan into action. I mean, you can't just, it is partially expressing out to the world what you want and writing it down and staying focused on it. But you don't just say these things and then just wait for all of it to just start flowing in.
Right. Aligned action.
Aligned action.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. So like Ashleigh and I have our vision boards with us today for this year.
Stephanie has the biggest vision board I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm gonna
have like the tiniest one that you've ever seen in your life.
That's funny. Mine was really small when I made my first one, and they've just like grown every year. I'm gonna scale back though for 2026 a little bit. I just have found like it's really hard to focus when I have too big of one. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, which if you haven't watched episodes on YouTube, do it. It's so fun. Yeah.
You guys, I have like 60 followers.
Yeah. No, but that's such a big deal. Like we should mention that.
Funny. I know it's funny, but you guys could be one of my YouTube followers, and you can see this crazy in real life. I mean, in action, it's awesome.
What's cool about it is that you get to see our like the fun outfits that people wear. Like I sometimes get really dressed up for my episodes. I watch Sahara Rose on her YouTube channel, and she always has such inspiring outfits. And I'm like, okay, I need to start showing up as my highest self. She would dress like Sahara Rose. Like, so seriously, watch on YouTube. It's just fun to like, it's fun when you can watch. I know sometimes it's not realistic, like if you're driving and listening, but you should. So if you're watching on YouTube,
I have a really fabulous outfit on today.
You do.
By a Salem designer. Her name is Sabrina Jackie Levin, and she had made me this custom dress, and it's so sparkly and so magical, and it's one of a kind. So
you're wearing that today?
Well, this is one of them. I have like 4 pieces by her.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's impressive.
I bought this particular piece when I was in Salem, and then she had made some other custom pieces for me and then just sent them to me.
Okay. You should put her information in the show notes. That's great.
I will. I will. That. She's, Okay.
Okay.
Back to the massive vision board, the biggest vision board I've ever seen.
I do trifold just because I have dreams. Okay. And I'm pretty freaking serious.
She's got a lot of visions, guys. Lots.
Okay, I do the whole like word of the year at the top. So soul aligned. Yeah, just to give you guys an idea. Like this is how I do mine, but there's no right or wrong way to it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Stephanie's vision board is massive, and her word or words of the year or word phrase of last year or this year was soul aligned.
Soul aligned. Yep.
And how do you feel like your vision board went for you this past year?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I manifested the biggest thing of all for me, which was a baby. I don't want to make Ashley cry, so like I won't.
Like, I'll keep it together today. But the baby was big, and every time I see a picture of him, my eyes get misty.
Yeah. Yep. So we manifested our son. Found out about him in February, and he was born at the end of March. And so that was like the biggest. And I say I manifested it because on the vision board, I have an adoption certificate that I printed off. And then on Canva, I typed into the adoption certificate our name, so my husband's name and my name. And then I typed in a baby boy name. And that is my son's name. And we did not discuss the name ahead of time. I did not share that name with my husband ahead of time. It was on my list for a couple of years, but I never once mentioned it to my husband. I mean, truth be told, he was very intimidated. Like he wanted a baby, but it was just very intimidating to him. So I just like kept that to myself. And then we found out the sex a month before he was born. And we decided on the name 3 weeks before he was born. And yeah, so that's the name that I have on the adoption certificate. And there's like blue words around it. Like I put words on my vision board that I want to feel in the new year. And those words are blue. So like I manifested that for sure. I also feel like the big thing that I manifested is I put a lot of affirmations on my vision board. So I put words like what I want to feel in the new year, and I put gratitude statements and affirmations on my vision board. And I find that to be very powerful when I'm feeling disconnected from my goals. I will sometimes just sit in front of my vision board and read these affirmations to connect me back to my goals. And I find that that's such a powerful practice for me.
Yeah. So here's my vision board. I made it at a vision board. I made it at a vision board party that I attended with my friend Alexis, who has a brand. She does like branding. That's her thing. She helps people build their brands. But she was awesome, but she moved out of state. So I'm kind of bummed about that because I won't be able to attend her party this year. But it's a two-sided thing. And let's see here. So probably the biggest thing that I manifested this year was our trip to Iceland. Yeah. Iceland had been on my bucket list for probably almost 25 years. Wow. And I just said, no, this is the year. We're going to go to Iceland this year. The kids are old enough. They can handle being in the car for, all the traveling. They could handle an international flight. And we did it. And it was, oh my gosh, it was beyond. It was a spiritual journey for sure. Because to have something in your mind that you've been dreaming about for so long, and then to actually have your feet on the ground in that place and being able to see those things in person, because it's never going to be anything like you see in a picture or a video, right? When you see things in person and you smell it and you touch it. Yeah. I mean, oh my gosh. And my husband and I, we renewed our wedding vows there, which was absolutely incredible. The kids were with us. The boys were wearing their traditional Icelandic sweaters.
You guys, you need to, if you haven't seen pictures from this on her profile, cool. You need to go look at them because, it's amazing. I agree with you. Like looking at pictures, but then being there and living it. Like my mind immediately goes to like the Blue Lagoon that you guys went in. And it's those pictures didn't do it justice. Like when I saw the videos of you guys in that on your stories, I was like, holy shit. Like it had to be such a high vibe trip for you.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it totally was. The other thing that I really, I would say that I really pushed myself to manifest for this year was I knew that I wanted to expand the podcast and I didn't want it just to be a solo podcast. And Stephanie is the one that really helped me and encouraged me to start getting guests on the pod and help build up my confidence through her coaching. Yeah. And I've had tons of amazing guests. And one of my favorites that I had on here was the Salem Witch Board Museum, because I love a Ouija board. And so I was able to get John Kozik, who is the owner and curator of the Salem Witch Board Museum, on the podcast. I was able to go back to Salem, meet him in real life, and have an entire witchy retreat in Salem that I attended. And I've never done anything like that before. And that was absolutely life-changing. And I think if some of these things weren't on my vision board, they wouldn't be in my mind all the time, reminding myself, like, you need to plan this. You need to do this. You need to set up the interview. You need to have the courage just to go on and ask, because that's a big part of it.
Right. I totally agree. That's just an example of aligned action too, honestly. Yeah. I think the powerful piece about all of that, like we talked about, like celebrating your previous year, and those don't have to be big things. Like we talk about the big things, like the baby, the trips, things like that, people we met, like those are big things, but we're also celebrating those little things. Like I have pictures of, like the background is like an audience and you're looking at somebody standing on a stage, looking out into that audience. Like something like that might not be big to someone else, but like just the opportunity to speak in front of people is something I've been wanting to manifest. Last year I celebrated just the fact that I finally started speaking my truth on the podcast. Like that was a big celebration for me that I did. I manifested that from my vision board. And so I think the big and little wins, like you have to look at all of it. Look at the words that are on your vision board that have come to life for you. Like that's huge, right? Like we have to celebrate those things. And I think that's kind of the beauty behind vision boarding too, is like You're bringing the big goals with the little things, and you're putting it all together into one tactile thing.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I have on mine, far from ordinary,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
that's just something for me. I don't want to be like everybody else.
Right.
I
Right.
felt so much. I felt for so long that because of my profession in the medical field, needing to be professional, I needed to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And what I've discovered, especially since starting this podcast and really leaning into my truth, that I can be both. I can be professional, but I can also be extraordinary.
Right.
And I can be a magical person, and I can carry this energy with me. And in fact, it has actually made me a better medical provider. You don't have to be one or the other. You don't have to be a person that practices Western medicine and then you can't do anything else. You can be witchy and modern. You can do all of it. You can be all things. There's no line that says you can't be both.
Yep. I totally agree. That's partly what has inspired me going into 2026 to, like, I've been saying for the last couple of days, we're recording this at the beginning of December, but I've been saying the last couple of days to Ashleigh, like, I'm going to be coming out of the spiritual closet in terms of my private practice. I mean, I'm already very spiritual as a coach, but I try to show up more traditionally as a therapist. But not, I mean, I don't know. I say I'm coming out of the spiritual closet only because, like, I'm really going to show up. I'm really going to own the title as an intuitive therapist coming into 2026. So I'm a very spiritual therapist. I'm extremely intuitive. I'm a channeler. I do energy work. I mean, it's all going to be wrapped into my services starting in 2026. I'm getting certified in hypnotherapy. So owning who you are authentically and letting that pour into where you are, who you are professionally, I just think is so important because, like Ashleigh said, it makes you a better provider. You're going to attract more of your ideal customers, clients, patients, because you're showing up as that authentic self, and it shows, and people are attracted to that energy. So
I was watching just last night, it popped up on when I was like scrolling social media, and it was an interview where the singer Billie Eilish, she was talking and she was saying, for a long time, she felt like she couldn't truly be herself because she had, her music career and this persona that she, plays on stage and all of these things. And she said that she was scared to truly be her authentic self because she was worried that she would lose fans and she would lose listeners. But what she actually discovered, that the more authentic and more herself she is, the more she actually attracts people and she attracts listeners and then she can just be free. And I was like, what? We all feel it. It's not just me or you or the average Joe down the street. We're talking celebrities. We're talking everybody. We all feel it. And if we can have something, I mean, even as something like a vision board to constantly bring us back, to remind us of who we are, what we like, it can make such a huge difference for us.
Yeah, because when and you're right, everybody feels that. Everybody feels that pull or that desire, like, I should show up a certain way. I should portray myself a certain way. This is what people expect of me. But when you drop the shoulds and instead just show up authentically as you are vibrating at so much of a higher frequency because you're going to feel magnetic. You're going to feel empowered. And then when you're at that level of a frequency, you are attracting people who want to be around that energy level, who also vibrate at a similar frequency. Mm-hmm. And that is freaking powerful right there. I mean, if you're a service provider of any kind and you worry about showing up a certain way, the people that don't align with your energy will fall off your plate, and be okay with it. Like, it's fine. It's okay. They aren't meant to be with me, and that's fine. But you're making room for people who want your energy, who want to see you, who want to be around you. You're going to attract more of that. And that's what you should want as a service provider, more aligned clients.
Yes. And on a personal note, like, I am just so excited to see you expand into what your vision is of your practice, of your coaching, of all of that, because I think the more you step into it, it will affect all of it, right? Because you are pretty spiritual with your coaching, but I feel like
I'm more traditional as a therapist though.
Right. And not as a therapist either. But I think you will get more clients that you vibe vibe better with because you're putting that out there. And then that just makes it so much, the flow is so much better.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. So let's get into like logistics of just like the making of a vision board. And I think that's like a really fun part of going into a new year is just getting to make them. But I feel like a lot of people are like, it can be such a daunting task. Like, where do we start? How do I, like, word of the year? What is that? How do I come up with that? So like, let's get into that part of things. Because in the beginning, when I first learned about word of the year, I was like, oh, so like what I want my theme to be for the next year. Like, I didn't know what it really meant. So I guess let's start with that. Like, the way it was explained to me and now how I explain it to others is like, you don't choose your word of the year. Your word of the year finds you. So it's just like an intention setting practice almost. Like, I literally just put out there to whatever your higher power is that you believe in. I put it out there to spirit and I say, I literally did this the week of, I was going to say Halloween. It was Thanksgiving. The week of Thanksgiving, I put out there to spirit, I said, I want you to show me what my word of the year needs to be for 2026. I want you to show me through signs and synchronicities, help me so I don't miss it, make us cross paths with one another. So I just like put that out there. And then it's been so wild, you guys. This word has just been like sprinkled into my weeks, the past couple of weeks. And it's like, in really random ways. Some people might say it's a coincidence, and I don't believe in that. So very much through synchronicities, and I'm not going to share it quite yet, but because I fully believe that's probably going to be my word of the year, but like it's still so early in December, so I'm not fully settled on it yet. But you just got to pay attention to those signs and those synchronicities, because God, source, universe, spirit is going to show you what your word of the year needs to be for the new year.
How did you choose your word of the year for 2025?
So every December for the past 2, maybe 3 years now, I have been going to a healing / vision board gathering about a half hour from where I live. A friend of mine who is a shamanic healer hosts it in her studio, which is in the basement of her home. It's like a yoga studio. And so it's called Studio 7. So we sit around a table and you work on your vision board. We do like, there's drumming, sound healing. We start with like some kind of a visualization. And then we're literally just like sitting around this table creating our vision for the next year. But part of that event is she walks us through like coming up with your word of the year. And then she also walks us through numerology. So what's your number for the upcoming year? And what does that mean for you? And then she has you map out month by month what that number is for that month also. And so what themes come out of that number. It's really interesting because when you bring numerology into it too, that is fascinating. I think
you're a numbers girly.
Yeah, totally. And I think we're going into year 1. I think that's what 2026 is. I could be wrong, but which represents new beginnings. So yeah, we bring that all into it. And that's how I got into creating a word. Soul aligned was my word of the year for 2025, because on my drive to last year's event at Studio 7, I was like, I don't have a word yet. Like, what's my word supposed to be? And I'm just driving in silence typically. And because I don't listen to music anymore.
Really, she does not listen to music, guys, because she tried to look up her Spotify Wrapped for 2025 and there was nothing.
No, I don't have it Wrapped. Yeah, because I don't listen to music anymore. I really just only listen to podcasts, or I just pray. Like, that's what I do. I like my silence.
I'm just silently judging over here. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine. I'm okay with that
Teasing
because
you.
it's you. So yeah, I'm driving. It's like a half-hour drive. And like, as I'm getting closer and closer, this word keeps coming up. Soul aligned keeps coming up. And I kid you not, that word has continued to be a theme for the past year. Like decisions that I have to make, I don't make a decision if it doesn't feel soul aligned. Like adding people to my team for my business, they have to feel soul aligned. Going to certain events or outings, it has to feel soul aligned. I'm not going to put myself in a room with people that doesn't feel soul aligned. And that has been the best decision-making tool for me in this past year.
That is so cool. I mean, I can vouch for that because I mean, Stephanie and I talk every single day. So she always is using that phrase. Yeah. And now it's like in my head too, right? Because I'm like, oh gosh, is this soul aligned for me? You know, whenever I'm making decisions. And truthfully, if something is soul aligned for you, you know pretty quickly.
Yeah, your body.
There's not a lot of wavering, right? You feel it in your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always a yes. It's like a quick yes or no. Yeah. What do you say? If it's not a what?
If it's not a fuck yes, and it's a hell no. Or
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I truly think I can make decisions like that pretty quick. I'm not a wavering kind of gal. My word for 2025 was magic. And I think that is just something that has been big for me this whole year. Magic in the sense of like doing magic because I'm a magical person and creating magic and creating beauty and really owning the magic that's inside of me. And I'll have to share with you guys, and I'm not going to share Stephanie's word of the year, but this morning she was sending a voice memo and she was like talking about it, but she didn't say the word yet. And in my mind, the word popped up. I knew what she was going to say. And then she said it. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Literally when you said it.
Like, I didn't give a clue, but you did give a clue actually.
Yeah.
So that's why, but maybe not probably most people wouldn't have gotten that clue.
No.
But I did. Like I picked up on it instantly.
Because of what you do for a living. I totally get why you picked up on that. Yeah.
Anyway, so I was like, oh, I know it. It's a good one. It's a good one. And I have mine picked out as well, but I'm going to share that on my upcoming podcast episode. What else was I going to say? I forgot. But yeah, it's been the year of magic and it truly has. 2024 and 2025 have been two of the most incredible years of my life. Yeah. And I expect nothing less of 2026. Actually, I'm hoping and praying and believing, truly believing it's gonna trump the past 2 years.
I agree. Yeah, that's been my lived experience.
Because I will be working part-time by the end of 2026. Woo-hoo! I'm putting the world on notice.
Yep, it's happening.
Ashleigh's only going to be doing orthopedic surgery part-time by the end of 2026.
Yep, you heard it here, guys. And she's putting it out into the universe. So, yep, it's on its way to you.
It's going to be on that vision board. Oh my gosh, listening to your vision board party or gathering makes me really, really want to do one out here where I live for next year.
You should. Yeah.
I really think I'm going to do that.
Such a vibe. I'm so excited. Okay. So if you really are like feeling called just from listening to our conversation, like, okay, I need to create a vision board. I want to teach you guys how to create a truly magical vision board because it gets to be such a fun practice. Like I make mine in December and then I finalize it in January because usually things continue to trickle in after the new year. So usually I add like finalization to it in January. So to make a truly magical vision board, one, I want you to like just sit down with your journal. Don't even worry about having the board yet. Just sit down with your journal and answer some questions. What you can ask yourself, like, what are some goals I have for myself in the new year? But besides just that, ask yourself, what do I want to feel in 2026? How do I want to feel? What do I want to experience? Where do I want to go? What do I want to call in? What intentions do I hope to, or what intentions do I want to set for the new year? What are things that I hope to accomplish or tackle in the new year? Write down, like word dump all your answers to those questions and then reread those and pull out words from those answers that like have a lot of like energy to them, are really like high vibing words, you know. Put those words, set those words aside. Those are going to go on your vision board. Okay. I include words, I include affirmations, I include gratitude statements. I sprinkle them all throughout my board. Truth be told, I make most of my board on Canva ahead of time. Like I create each of these like blocks on Canva as a PDF, and then I print those and then I like place them strategically on my board how I want it to look. And then besides the words, besides affirmations, in terms of pictures, what's really important, if you're really wanting a vision board that's going to manifest, what's really important is getting pictures from your perspective. So like people often think like, oh, I want to speak on a stage, so I need a picture of a stage or a microphone. No, that is what you would want if you were sitting in the audience. But what you really want is what you would see, what your view, what your perspective is from stage. So you're looking out at an audience. So you would want a picture of, yeah, like looking out over an audience. That's what you would want. What are you seeing? You know, when I was trying to manifest a pregnancy, I didn't put on there just like a pregnant woman or a baby. I tried to specifically find a picture of a brunette looking down at a pregnant belly. So like all you saw was a picture of this baby bump and then her feet sticking out behind that. So like really try to find pictures. Sometimes it's harder than it sounds, but really try to find pictures from your perspective. Okay, that to me is really powerful, because visualization is such a strong piece of manifesting, and it's easier to visualize something when you have a picture specifically from that perspective, from your eyes perspective. That's one tip that I would give you. Another one is if you're like struggling to come up with like what to put on there, I really think it's important before you do any creating, before you do any journaling, is just to sit down, ground yourself. I like to do a future you guided visualization that I got from my my previous business coach, but you don't need a guided visualization. Like just sit down and ground yourself and see what visually comes to mind. Like really tune in, plant yourself into the ground, tune into that gut, into that intuition, and literally just pay attention to what comes up in your mind. Like there's a mind movie playing. What are you seeing? And then after you ground yourself, after you do that visualization, or if it's a meditation, that's fine too, write down what came up afterwards, because your intuition needs to be a part of this, or you're just like, oh, this sounds cool. This sounds neat. Oh, so-and-so put this on their board. That looks cool. Like, no, that might be what's meant for their life's mission, but it doesn't mean it's meant for yours. So I think that needs to be a big piece of the puzzle.
And I don't think you always have, and it doesn't have to be all big things.
No.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no.
I have a picture of like a pile of books with a teacup on the top, which is me because I love reading and I desperately want to have more time to just sit down and enjoy reading for reading's sake and enjoying. I love a fancy tea.
Yeah.
I love a fancy loose leaf tea.
Yep.
Reading a book, to me, that is just like a thing. And it's very important to me. It's not, but for me and my lifestyle with the kids and work and everything, that is actually something that I have to work very hard to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. The
day will fly by. If I don't actually have that in the forefront of my mind, that that's what I want, then more often than not, that could be something that I could easily never get to, because everything else will come first.
I totally agree. I have that same problem. And like something little that I put on mine was like a red light, a little red light, because I want to incorporate more red light therapy into my like daily routine. And yeah, it's on there. I see it every day. I am much more intentional about, like, I have it sitting on my nightstand. So before I go to bed, I grab it. I do it for 10 minutes. It's on a timer. And when it's done, I go to bed. So like, yeah, it's not like, oh, I put it on there so it's going to manifest. It's I put it on there and then I put the vision board somewhere where I'm going to see it every day. And because I'm seeing that picture of that teacup every day, I'm going to be much more intentional. It's like out of sight, out of mind. If you're not seeing it, you're less likely to remember to do it. You're more likely to put it on the back burner. So I'm seeing it every day. It's on the forefront of my mind. Therefore, I am more likely to be intentional about fitting that into my routine. That's why it manifests. That's why things manifest, I believe.
I believe so too. And I think just getting back to the actual creation of the vision board, I think that allowing yourself time to be creative and sit with it is so important.
Yeah.
Because so often we are so busy as parents, as people that are working, we don't give ourselves time to just sit down and be creative and think about these things. And then we just jump into the new year, and then, you know, life just keeps flowing. And having that moment, I know that when I went to my vision board party last year, it was set up very different than the way what Stephanie's describing, but it just felt so fun to just be around other women that were chasing their dreams. That felt really energizing. I had, you know, so now that I do this over the years, I will, if I'm looking through a magazine and I see a picture of something or whatever, like I'll collect those things so that I know when I'm going to go do my vision board, those items will be available for me to be creative and put them all together. So that's a big thing, especially because I have certain things that are very niche. And sometimes those items can be kind of hard to find or whatnot. And so when they come up, if it's a pamphlet of something I saw somewhere, I'll just kind of squirrel it away. But being creative is a huge outlet, I think, especially what I've discovered and probably what you've discovered is that having a podcast for us is a beautiful creative outlet. And I think that has been something that has really elevated me to another level.
Yeah. Yeah. If the whole like making of a vision board, it can, if you're not careful, it can be a very like masculine task that you're doing. And it shouldn't be like, oh, I have to hurry and make this because the new year is here and I'm going to be late. Like there's no time crunch on it. You can do it any time of the year, but like you really need to tap into that inner feminine energy when you're like creation in general is such a feminine energy. And it needs to be that healthy balance, I feel. Like, let yourself get grounded. Let yourself really tap into that inner crafty girl. Like, let yourself have fun with it. Every year when I make one, I have a YouTube playlist that I add to throughout the year. And it's only like feminine empowerment songs on there. And so I like to have that playing in the background to like really like hype me up and get me into that energy. Another really fun hack that I just started doing last year. So I am all about like, I have a lot of goals around wealth because of just the type of childhood I had. Money was very tight growing up. And so I really want to overcome that generational, I don't know, like poverty, I guess you could say. And so I want to be the first female millionaire in my family. And so a really fun hack for me with manifesting more money is I went into my online banking when I was making my vision board and I took a screenshot of my online banking. And then I took that screenshot and uploaded it into my Canva account. And then where the total amounts were for each bank account, I put a text box over that. And I put what I want to see in each of those bank accounts in the new year.
That's so cool. That's such an amazing, like creative. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You're so like stuff.
I would recommend that. You also can like on YouTube, you can download like a blank check, or I downloaded, if you Google like Bank of the Universe check, you can download a picture of that. And it's a check from the universe to you, from God to you in whatever amount you want it to be in. And so I also did that as well. But I find when I'm visualizing things, like when I'm trying to visualize my bank account, I go to the picture I have on my vision board because it's literally from my online banking app. So that's a really fun hack if you're wanting to manifest in a certain money amount in the new year.
That is great. You have a lot of really great tips and hacks. You've actually, throughout this conversation, I have learned so much about vision boarding. I'm going to be a lot more intentional about how I vision board for this next year because,
Absolutely.
you know, when we did it last year, the host, she had magazines and she had things there that were available, and I knew that probably what she had wasn't going to be necessarily things that I would want.
Yeah.
So I brought a lot of my own items with me,
Yep.
but I didn't really put the effort and the thought behind it like you're explaining. It
Mm-hmm.
was still effective for me, but I think coming at it from your perspective, I think it will be even more effective.
Sure, sure. I like the idea of what you mentioned though with like pamphlets, like throughout the year, if like a specific magazine or pamphlet or something comes in the mail and you're like, oh, I might want this for the next year. Like, yeah, tuck it away. Like I have a folder where I keep things for the vision board for the next year. Like tuck it in there. And then, you know, that picture is there when you want to use it or those words or whatever it is. I also want to mention what I think is really important with vision boarding, besides like it being front and center so you see it every day. Like the vision board I'm going to be making for next year is a felt board. So I'm going to like pin pictures on it instead of gluing. I'm actually going to hang that on my wall behind me. So it'll be in my podcast every day. But I also, right now, this just like, it's so big that it just like sits in the corner on my floor, which is totally fine. I look at it when I'm meditating, but I want something that's on my wall so I can literally see it every day. So I like that idea. But the other piece of that, besides seeing it every day, is you have to have that unwavering faith. That is such a big piece of the puzzle. If you are lacking that, one, like maybe you need to do some processing and journaling on that, but you can't manifest if you don't have faith. Like faith is such a big piece of that puzzle. Faith is believing in what you can't see. And if you are really lacking in that area, this is going to be a really hard practice for you. You know, I had to finally get to a place through my fertility journey where I knew without a doubt that this baby was coming to us, but I had to fully surrender. I had to release the how, which I felt I did. I fully surrendered. I let go of the how, but I knew that it was still on its way to me. I had that unwavering faith. But in the meantime, I would say like how I released the how was like, I just truly like, I poured into other areas of my life so that I was cultivating that daily joy and contentment in other areas. So I wasn't focusing on the lack in this one area, you know? So that unwavering faith is such a big piece of the puzzle. Like I can't emphasize that enough to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to put things on my vision board that I felt like were for sure things that I was going to do, but also things that were a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Right? Because I mean, that's part of it too. We can't just say, oh, well, I already have like this stuff planned for this year, so I'm just going to put it on there so that it's an easy check off. Because there's so many of us that love a list and we love checking everything off because that just does give us a big dopamine hit. But also put things on there that you're like, oh my gosh, I would love for this to happen. But it's going to be a stretch because our life is all about growth. That is why we are here. We are supposed to be growing. We're supposed to be evolving. We're supposed to be pushing ourselves. And it is scary, but I can tell you the more that I have pushed myself, and I feel like I'm kind of at a point in my life where there is part of my life that is a comfort zone with my regular job.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much of a part of my life that is like, I don't really have a comfort zone. Like I'm constantly wanting to try to force myself and push myself to do things that are scary because ultimately it is scary in that moment. But then when you look back, you're like, well, that wasn't so bad.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's your vision board is not just a checklist of things you already have planned out. Like, it needs to be, you need to stretch yourself outside of those comfort zone boundaries. Like one for me for the next year is I'm going to be there's a retreat hosted every year by Lindsay Schwartz, who is she owns Powerhouse Women. She runs that conference every year. She offers a retreat for expanders. So female entrepreneurs who are making 7 figures, or it's beyond 6 figures. Anyways, so I really want to be able to go to that retreat. I need to get financially the business up to that level, and that's going to be a stretch a little bit. but I have that unwavering faith that it's possible. If it's on the vision board, I'm much more likely to work my way to that.
Yeah. And just start taking the steps. I mean, and there's, one of the things that, that we found as a tool that we've really been using, and we're trying to get more, we want to be with the times, but allowing tools such as AI and things like that to actually help you. Yeah. I know it seems kind of scary, and I know we think like, oh my gosh, AI is going to take over everything, but either you get on board with things or you fall behind. And you don't allow the AI to do everything for you, but it can help you create a plan when you feel kind of stuck, like you don't really know what the next step is going to be. So we've learned how, and Stephanie's helped me too, more than anything, like how to use AI to help you build out some of these things that you want to do. Because obviously you don't just go from having the vision to it happening overnight. Like there has to be a plan. And so us like using these tools to help us build out that plan has been extremely instrumental.
Yeah. Even just in little ways, you guys, like if you're like, I don't even know, like, how do I make an affirmation? Like I know what they are, but mine sound stupid and boring. And I don't want it to just be like, I am powerful or I am intelligent. Like you want it to be more like in depth, like just put all of your goals into ChatGPT and say, can you turn these goals into affirmations, and put like, it will give you really powerful affirmations. Like I always say, like turn these into empowering and powerful affirmations. And it does. Like it's amazing what AI will give you. So that's even just like a little way you can use it for your vision board. I mean, there's so much more than that, but that's like a whole episode within itself. I think also there's other practices that we should hit on outside of vision boarding that if you're really wanting to call in the year of your dreams, you guys, if you're really wanting to make 2026 like this big, magnetic, expansive year for you, there's other tools, there's other tricks that you can be implementing into your life that are just as powerful as vision boarding, that Ashleigh does, that I do. I literally was like going through this list before we hopped on, and I'm like, oh, I literally do every single one of these. Almost every
share away. Share away.
Okay, so I'm gonna like just list these, but then if you want to go in depth on any of them, just feel free to like go down the rabbit hole, Ashleigh. But things like scripting, journaling, daily affirmations, mantras, visualization, meditation, energy work, frequency alignment, surrendering, letting go, inspired action. Like I literally can say I do most of these every single day because that's how I live, from a place of manifestation. It's not a daily practice that I do. Like I live from that, if that makes sense, because of these practices, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I come at it a little bit from my more witchy standpoint, but like I do the same thing. Like I do a lot of the same practices, but I bring in my own little, my own little things. Like I love, as I've been sharing with Stephanie, like I have really been focusing on not only my crystals, because obviously that's something that you all know, but I have really been putting a lot of intention into the way that I dress and the way that I do my hair and makeup, and like the glamour of it, and having that be something that I put intention into, just putting myself together every day, because I want to present myself as the person that I want to be. Right. And so you start now, like when you envision your life and envision who you are, like, who is that person, like show up as that person,
embody her,
and for me, I want to be someone that, that has like a whole vibe that's like my own thing. Right. And it's not that hard.
Right.
It's not that hard to put on a lip. You just kind of go, boom, and you put your intention into your lipstick. You put your intention into the sparkles that you put on your eyes. You put your intention into the clothes that you're wearing, and you feel a certain way, and you go out into the world and you're just like, oh yeah, I've got a little secret going on in here. And people feel it. They feel it so much.
Yeah. It's so wild.
It's so wild.
Yep.
You carry that energy with you. Yeah. And me, I've always got like a little crystal in my pocket, and There is nothing that gives me more joy than when people come up to me and they're like, so what crystal is in your pocket today? And I'm like,
I love
oh,
it.
like you're kind of you're being sassy with me and you're trying to tease me, but actually you do want to know. And
Yeah.
so, yes, I'm more than happy to share.
Yep.
And then I'm
And
always like, you feel that energy, don't you?
yeah. Yeah.
And they
And
kind of,
actually you're like flattered that they said that to you.
I am, because I
Yeah.
love being known as the person that has the crystal in her pocket. I love
Yeah.
being known as the quirky girl that has a broomstick hanging up in her office.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
why not? It's
I
fun.
love it. I love it. Did you know you've influenced Amanda from Powerhouse Women?
No,
Yeah, she now carries a crystal in her pocket every
I
single
love
day
that.
because of you. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's amazing the people in your life that are watching you.
Yeah.
Most people that they're watching you, they don't say anything to you about it.
Yeah.
They're silent
Yep.
observers of your habits.
Yep.
And sometimes people will DM me and they'll tell me like these things that I'm doing. And I'm sure you get this too, Steph. Like,
Yep.
and you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that the things that I
Mhm.
was saying and the things that I was doing were affecting you in that way.
Yeah.
And I was so scared to show up as this version of myself because I thought, oh my gosh, my family's going to be they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Ashleigh, what happened to you? Like, when did you
Yeah.
become so weird? Like, I liked you when you were boring and you were just, whatever.
Yep.
Nobody's ever really said anything mean or nasty to me, to be honest. Like, I've had a little bit of people back away from me in my life, but that's
Yep.
fine because those weren't my people anyway.
Yep.
But for the most part, it's been nothing but good.
Yeah, I would agree. I totally feel that. Yeah. And I think even if people do fall away, like it just makes room for soul aligned people to come in. And that's been my experience anyways. Like, yeah, there could be grief with people falling off, but typically if you have that abundance mindset, you'll just attract more abundance. So yeah,
Okay.
I definitely agree with that. I will say that doing things like incorporating daily meditation or visualization into my routine has been such a game changer for my manifestation. I look forward to that every day. Like, it's not just that it's like calming for my nervous system, but I just also don't think I would intentionally sit down and visualize certain things if I didn't incorporate daily meditation or visualization into my routine. So I really love that that's now become like, I started that in the last year because I asked myself, like, what would my higher self do every day? Like, what's a habit that she would be doing that she's not currently? And that was one of them. And so I've been so much more intentional about that. I've done daily affirmations, daily gratitude, daily mantras for like the last 4 years now. So that's really nothing new for me. But if you're not doing that stuff, that is such an easy life hack, you guys, not solely for manifesting, but just for literally living with a positive mindset. That's like such an easy hack that you can be incorporating. And I say easy because you don't have to make time for it. Like, do it in the shower, do it when you're walking, do it when you're doing the dishes. Like, it's just in your head. Nobody knows you're doing it, but that is such an easy thing to do. And all of these things really help with taking more aligned action in your life, because when you are grounded more, when you're in tune with your intuition more, you will have more clarity as to what your goals should be. You will have more clarity as to what direction you should go with something, because you're more in tune with your intuition, and that clarity comes through when there's more downtime and more rest. So
I mean, honestly, I feel like we've given the people some fire today.
I think so. Yeah.
If we have not lit a fire under your ass for 2026, I don't know. I guess there's no hope for you if we haven't done it here, folks.
I agree. You guys, like,
folks,
you should feel so fired up about doing a vision board for the new year after listening to this. And if you're listening to this, it's probably the end of 2025, maybe early 2026 already. If you are like, oh, it's too late to do a vision board party, it's not. You can do a vision board party at the end of January. You can do it at the beginning of February. You can do it in March. Like, you can do a vision board party whenever you want. But if you are like lit up about this idea and you haven't made one yet, do it. Like, I started by just inviting like 4 to 6 girlfriends over to my house the last couple of years, and we did it in my dining room together. Okay. So it doesn't have to be like an official like event by any means, but here's what we're doing. Me and a girlfriend this year are hosting a vision board workshop, and it's going to be a vibe. Okay. We're asking girls to come in their comfies. We're asking girls it's at a local wellness facility. It's a barefoot clinic. So we're telling people to like bring your cozy socks, bring your slippers. We're going to have candles lit. There's going to be crystals. We're going to have mocktails to serve. We're going to start with some grounding intention setting. So like those are such easy things. If you're like, I want to do a vision board party, like I just want to give you an idea of like what mine's going to look like. And you already heard from Ashleigh, like what she's done in the past, but like make it look and feel how you want it to look and feel. Like these are my vibes. This is what I would want. Ashleigh would go for more of a like magical, spooky vibe if she was hosting one, I would imagine. And so like go with what feels right and aligned for you. Invite your closest girlfriends, your closest family members, whoever, or even just like sit down and do it with your spouse if he or she is open to it, you know? But these are just some ideas.
Hang on one second. I'm going to pause and I'm going to have them cut this part out. Those people are at my door.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, they just came like 15 minutes early. So just hang tight. I'm gonna go down and tell them just to come in, and then I'm gonna come back up. We'll wrap up.
Yeah, we're near the end. So
yeah, we're almost at the end. So hang on one second.
You're good.
Okay. Super weird. These like 2 ladies showed up here at the house. I'll have to give you the rundown later. Okay. So sorry about that. So to get back into it, if you guys are not totally fired up, I don't know what's wrong with you, but it's going to be a great year. I'm super excited. You know, if you love Stephanie's energy, I highly recommend checking out her Instagram. She also does coaching, which is incredible. She's changing the lives of women. And I'm an example of that. So, you know, I don't know. I think we just have a lot to look forward to in the new year. I am pumped. But as you said, it is an arbitrary date. So you don't have to do it and don't have to feel like you have to be locked in at that specific date. Yep. But, you know, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns or whatever, you can reach out to both of us. I'm going to be tagging Stephanie like all over the clips for this episode. You can reach out to her. You can reach out to me. I'd love to share, give you ideas, give you insights. We both would. Obviously, it's a passion of ours. Yeah. And I think it can really help elevate you to the next level.
I agree. Before we wrap up, Ashleigh, what is one thing that let's both share? Like what's one thing or 1 or 2 things that you're wanting to manifest for yourself in 2026, if you're willing to share?
Yes. Number 1, I mean, as I shouted out earlier, I'm going to be part-time by the end of the year. That's the big one. And then number 2, I am building a business out of this podcast. So that is going to be huge for 2026. And so, you know, it's coming. It's coming down the pipeline. And you, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, I am hoping to manifest getting a paid speaking gig. I want to end up on a stage by the end of 2026 and a pregnancy.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. I think this was just such a fun, amazing episode, such a great way to kick off 2026. And so let's go out there and have some big crystal energy for the next year.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Real quick before you go, I just want to thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. And congratulations on showing up for you. Every step you take to invest in yourself brings you that much closer to your next level self, and I'm so proud of you. If you loved this episode, share it with someone who could use a little inspiration, or take a screenshot and tag me on socials so we can keep spreading the next level you energy. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Let's freaking go!